Let's look at your bid for president. Why are you standing for president? And why are you standing? And what do you want to do? Why are you standing on anything? All those questions are you our viewers want.
Thank you so much. You actually asking me why are you standing? Uh, following the trauma that I have gone through, being a victim, uh, and seeing what others are going through. One man said, revenge is not the best. The only way you can deal with revenge is standing for what is good. What is? Yeah, and what is right. My inspiration said, how can I go ahead and create something better? I said, maybe go as a president. Design a system of governance I feel should be done by a even good for said, God forbid, if I die amid this cause of campaign, I would be much proud that people stand for the ideology and the cause I looked at. And why did you ask me why am I coming as an independent candidate? I come as an independent candidate. Reason B, the problems we do face, do not ask whether you belong to any party. When you're being charged for criminal trespass or when they are taking a charge sheet, they don't ask you belong to which party. Or when you're suffering in Morabo on the bed sheet, they don't ask you which party. Like one the IGG of the time said that for them they don't fill the potholes. Those potholes we fall into, they don't ask which political party are you passing me. You see,
And they said, I remember, yes, Gigi, saying their cars are.
they are comfortable. They don't fill the potholes. Eh? But
So that's why they were saying, we, Uganda.
and where you've gone, that means yeah, it shouldn't be that. It's well. That's why whenever I am a lawyer who represent people, I don't care which party they come from. I go to people of Nope when they arrested activists. I'm always on the forefront. I don't even ask anything like trans. I go there. When they take people of PFRE and they take everyone, I go there. If people have their own fights, I don't care. To me, justice doesn't look at colors. Justice should not only be for, should be seen being implemented. Now, uh, that is one of the things that inspires me to come at the beginning. That I do not want to look at your attachments. Eh? You find this religion, some spells to this spot, what and what. For me, I'm looking at the issue of justice. This is what brings me as I hear.
So you think being president is the only way you can handle the issue of justice when you become president to automatically become fine?
Uh,
Or there are so many other ways. Or you could support.
there are other ways, but it plays a key role. You look at the formulation of the Constitution of United States of America. The person who persevered it in its foundation was a former slave, Abraham Lincoln. But him becoming a president speared a great change. You look at all countries that have gone economically strong and where they have justice. It starts with leadership. Look at what Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. It starts the implementation of justice. The late Magufuli, what was doing in Tanzania. It starts with the leadership. A fish gets rotten from the head.
Okay. Now that you are looking at leadership, you've mentioned leadership and now justice. I know you were a lawyer, so let's look at your leadership skills. Because your patient leadership,
Yes.
you have the capacity. Do you think it's a small task for you to lead a country like Uganda? You have the capacity to lead Uganda.
You see,
You have thought.
let me tell you one thing. Where a system is set, anyone can lead this country. Where a system is set, anyone can lead these countries. The issue is we do not have a system as Uganda. Ever since 1961, when these people were preparing the grant of independence to Uganda from the Lancaster Conference, then later went to the Maraba Conference, 1962, the preparation for the grant of Uganda's independence, we have always had issues of administration and governance of our state leadership. Every president who goes to exile have another one because there is no system. But when a system is set that is neutral to all people to show up, that is observing the justice, the political justice, the economic justice, the institutions are independent, trust me, anyone can be a leader. And it has been traumatized, it has been poisoned in people's mind that the person should swell up like this, they should have a certain level of academics, they should look like this. But not, that's not the issue. The issue is dealing with the challenges of the state and which anyone can deal with. And you asked me, why do you think I'm going for this? Because I've been in leadership positions before. I've made sure I started with our colleagues. We had the Bunyoro Betas Network running all over Bunyoro region, a community-based organization, doing debates to plant it because a tree it can be bent when it is still young. We are dealing with the young generation students, you putting them into better ideas of development. We came up been here in leadership in organizations here. At law school, I was a vice president for law school. Eh? Oh yeah, Uganda Pentecostal for university. I've been a liberty entities like in we are here today. But I discovered it's not enough. When at times we sell a voice to be sent, to be shared by someone, some people are denying. Not that they do not really have the commitment, the obstructions, the rate of sacrifice being demanded is so much, and it needs a team. That's why that what brings me my shaping my manifesto and my idea. My ideology is simple: justice and limited government. Everything, every government that does not come in to grant justice and to people, it's a dead one. The primary role of a government is to provide justice and protection. You look at how we started the history of kings. Before we had kings, we had judges. Eh? If we read the book of Samuel, we had the children of Samuel as judges. When people demanded, okay, judges are not good here, we had kings. Now, from kings, monarchical leadership, we have gone to republic leadership of governance, where we have had now presidents. But all what brings in that is justice. You remember King Louis XVI in French, when people say, when he was saying, I am the law. Yeah? Himself saying, yeah, the law is me. So meaning that there was nothing like rule of God. So people demanding the overthrow of King Louis, they still want an injustice. So we understand that a system of justice and limited. Limited, I mean what? We have 500 plus MPs. These people are entirely useless to us. The state ministers we have, the cabinet ministers, are so many instead exploiting our Ugandans. Two, a government limited in, I've talked about size, but also limited in power and period. That in a period, you have served the two terms, the highest, go. The institutions, you feel independent because you have left. You know what it means, General Tibuhaburwa? Being lead of the electoral commission appointing is the one who appoints the judges. He don't who appoints the head of security in Uganda. And if they can co up on top of such a person,
But Parliament has to approve. Is it Judicial Service Commission?
but he first appoints. Tell me a scenario where Parliament has never refused to approve. He has already decided. The approval is done by the majority, whereby the majority are of the sitting government.
What about the Service Commission? Does it carry out a scrutiny and examining deep?
We have complaints for Judicial Service Commission where cases have been delayed, where people want judges to go away. But have they been handled? Of recent, you saw where Council Aaron Chiz and the team were reading the cause having justice, the Avakam Jesse, denying lawyers appeared before him. You saw what the Attorney General did, rushing and getting an injunction order to stop our process. That even when they do their best commentary, they are denying. So these institutions are there, but like a barking dog without teeth. So now, so my demand is that when we have a limited government, service delivery in terms of justice and protection is highly assured. Let me give you an example. When you go to Kakumi, Kakumiro now has 3 MPs. One woman MP, the Prime Minister Nabanjas. Those are now 4 people. 4 MPs.
3 MPs.
Yes,
Or woman MP are 4.
MPs. Now,
So Kakumiro is a district.
it's a this where I come from.
So one
But
district
Kakumiro
MP.
has no high court. Kakumiro has only one magistrate court. Now, if you go to our own constituents, we have no magistrate court. In actually, there is no health center. No, you're telling me, but you're proud of having an MP. Whose MP primary role is to set rules and approve the budget. So you see that people, if we would be proud and say, oh, Kakumiro has a high court, we have a high court judge. Because high court judges are few. And not that people are not educated, but they say we do not have resources to have these traitors. Yet you have resources to give subsidies to MOP, they have the most salaries they are giving, all this kind of stuff. So if you would say that a district like Kakumiro, a district like Kagadi have their own judges, we have one MOP per district, it would be helpful. Their primary roles set laws.
Don't you think, you a lawyer, are there some eco frameworks that are actually for iteration laws, more MBCs? The country don't have
The legal framework,
those were democrats.
I told you, it is there, but being politicized. When we see the creation of the UPDF Act, the amendment, you discover it was politicized. When you look at the creation of the POMA, Public Management Act, it was politicized. So regardless, these legal frameworks are there, but they are based on political means. Actually, political is right, but they are based on political consolidation, political manipulation means that whatever is being created there is aimed at how can one who is in power appease the people there, appease certain person to consolidate themselves in power, which they are not created on a national cause.
Are they not created for representation? Because some people are why you are not represented, this and this.
We are not represented. Haven't you had scenarios where all those ladies in parliament have even never said, wow, don't you see those record in the lead paper? People are lied by being given glass of soap, and a person like this that will bring to grader to excavate your road here.
Okay, so let's look at
There is no representation. Actually, I say all those system even election giving money parish government mother, I put it a PHUB, planted poverty. Aim that political consolidation.
when the demand
Let
don't you call it if land
planted poverty. Planted poverty, aiming at political consolidation. PHUB, planted poverty, aiming at political consolidation.
where did you read that?
No, these are very clear. I do not have to read the things.
That's the money they give people to actually start up.
It's poverty, it's a planned poverty. Capital. We all, this country's motto is for more than my country. Which church have you ever gone to? And so people were crying they're out of poverty and the money came from your top and floor today. There is no. God gives you paper on how to work hard and learn how to go through on this door. That's the primary thing. That the duty of government should be to set policy that protect people in their market and ensure that your free market economy and the economy is, we have an economy to just. Now, if you say they are successful, you tell me when something is successful, it's not challenging, it stays for long. Something that is successful is implemented by generations and generations. Now, you started in Addis. Now they are giving out piglets that the cost a person puts in to have that piglet right can purchase other 2 piglets. I saw it myself. Sorry for the Muslim, it's something shouldn't be had. And these are the things some they were giving out. Some cows, what and what. But when you look at the situation there, he couldn't tolerate it. That's how they developed it and let us how you be now taking hand. Now Nadi doesn't develop perception. You go to use right through the program. It falls. You go to
And those programs skill where.
no, they develop hazard from them because the others have not succeeded.
But they are still running.
They are there, but they are inactive. Use rival the program doesn't work well. They bring parish development mode. Use rival the program was giving out money. Then parish development mode coming in to give out money. But even before you get the money, you submitted to give a token to a person giving you the money. And before you get it, you should know a person giving it to you. So you see that this is planted pools. And by the time they say conduct investigation, now this money is missing. People who are in charge are the same people. And it is hard for them to say they are targeted and try because the state still wants the person in power still wants to select them and they have to president. So, so now when it comes to that, that's the ideology that brings him in. What pillars do I stand on? I have what I call the 5 pillars campaign. One is justice and liberty. Two is limited government and political justice. Three is economic and educational justice. Four is the rule of law and constitutionalism. Five is protection of personal property. That when you have these things, you have dealt with very. You have a limited government, you have justice, why do you want corruption? How can you have corruption? Assume where the government is limited and these lower officers at police are well paid. How do you ask an officer have this money to have this person firm? The officer knows the children are going to school, they are well catered for, they have better structure. How do you convict them to give them money? Bribe them.
Money can never be enough.
No, you will look at a scenario. It's okay at a scenario where someone's child is dying in his operation and the person table is there, 1 million point something, it is started. People say, hey, let me find out this is the situation. But people have better health facility. People don't know where this one, even the minister of ICT, but he almost gets sick and he has to be taken to a local health center. He can't afford that he's taken somewhere. All our people are taken out there for treatment. But where you have structure, trusted, result-oriented health facility, you don't need to go anywhere. So, when these things are actually created, people cannot be okay. That I have justice and liberty, that I have a limited government and there is political justice, deserving the international political convention, civic rights, that actually when I go, I'm not being limited. Why are they asking me 20 million as a presidential candidate? Yet I'm going to help people. You see that is just, and actually I'm coming to charity the same before elimination. There is no justice. What do you say when you go to enable certified documents that ordinary is 50,000 for political reason, 300,000 per document. So which means if you are going to fill documents, PLE, UCP, USP, that's 900,000. Is that political injustice?
Okay, before you complete the either, I think you've explained with 3 of them. The issue of now print media. Would you think that because you say now if, for example, police officer is paid where they can't do corruption, if a president has money, always will take what they have, you do think they can't cook that one also? So if they ask you Benjamin, you want to go ahead and pay, then it be one reason they are cooking it.
No. The reason we read the come again. Remember, one of the requirements is you are required to raise 100 signatures per district for the 2 Saturday districts in Uganda. So to be safer, you can say any collect 100 Saturday districts. And to be more safe, they said any collect 200 signatures. The process they go through this. The documents you have submitted, they say we are being tested. Your benefit that you have no criminal record, you have never been in convict. It is a past enough to say you're going to deliver leadership. It's not about contentment. Service of leadership is not that you entirely have to have money. Leadership is about yielding solutions to the ongoing challenges and throwing people in the good way implement this.
So they are persevere to be entirely with the land.
If it was that, only the richest person would be ruling this country. Have you ever had BX protesting? Have you seen Elon Musk saying that I want purpose? Here in Uganda, rich men you have seen, have we ever seen him pattern? But the man you have in power, he can one actually is so poor.
That we found it that little.
The issue came in the overstay of power. The amendment of the 1995 transition to 2005 is what proved the system. Actually, if we achieve the system of governance that was blindfold by 2005 the term limit, what should I be even engaged in the pop special? it was very much clear. Term limits, institutions were independent, but everything has been poisoned, has been.
Okay, so you finish your years, then we look at where are you getting the money, because you say you don't have money, the 20 million, and also how are you going to solve the issue of youth unemployment in your period alone?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, when people normally say, someone knows us me like youth unemployment, corruption, those are hold what the manipulative campaigning started. They say, when I go there, you will have Debbie. When I go there, I will give you pectors. This one said, I'll give you pose, I'll give you pangas. That's manipulative campaign. My issues create system. I talked about economic and education justice. When you have economic and education justice, people can create for themselves jobs. George, I spared 27 years in academics. That for you to become an advocate practicer in Uganda, you have finished up.
That's in your entire life. How old are you?
Eh? Now I'm 31.
If you spend 27 years, that's your entire life in school.
That you go there, you go for the 4 years, Bachelor of Laws, you go there, you have to go for LDC. You wait for LBC for the stage even when you pass. Enrollment, they don't enroll you for one day when you put your thing. It takes about other 3 years. You go through another process of applying for a practicing certificate. By the time you start working, you're exhausted. People at home are looking at you as the sole breadwinner. You have people who are looking at you. You have to establish your own life and follow this social challenges. You have to marry those who are interested in marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. By the time you go into that you see the education system, what I call the picture, is actually primed to make you people poor. Judge, I studied the chemistry. What was it helpful to in my life of academics, in my life of surviving? I actually entered the class and wrote my name and got my F9. It did stop me from becoming the way that we should have education system that at least by senior theory, we know George is going to become a journalist. Eh? Or someone is going to become a lawyer. People finish up this, they have never gone to court. They go for Bachelor of Laws, who finish this, they are not going to court. I was looking at the UK standard. By the time a person sits for the past year in class, they have to first go to courts. They are learning the proceeding. But here someone is just excited. I have seen lawyers who switch the wrong big cast. But are you good at what you're doing? Can you be a good lawyer? Do you know the passion it takes? That in UK, a person can actually drive the judge and can represent the person in court. You've seen in Netherlands where the former coach of Man United drives a bicycle to move around the streets. It's like not the puzzle line. So people should be empowered to say, if I'm going to become an entrepreneur, I'm studying entrepreneurship. Like in our school, I saw it in senior 6. Entrepreneurs club had their own things they are selling around the school. They have cabbages, they are proving what they are doing, and they had some collaboration with our canteen. So they are being so practical. So if this factiness is started from around senior hearing, someone wants to become a social worker, they already in community organizations. They things with the deal with unemployment.
You were mentioning about now the people who are coming, the future. But now what about people who are already out the school system, but they are unemployed?
The system already. By the time I say I'm establishing limited governing, it means you're also creating jobs at the local districts. It means you know that now we are being you have Moses Ali, very old. You have these ones that are being scarce. All those ones are clear. Moses Ali can't employ George, a younger boy. He looks at a fellow Mosaic. You see the challenge here. But when you face these old people,
But see, someone will tell you or you look at the money, so on that they were Gandas.
you say you will be already you look at it, but as an advisor on the side, but you're not saying you have to stay in the power.
What about if the people?
The world is going in its front, it's not going behind. We do not need to rely on experience. We need reasoning.
Yes. So do we blame him or we blame people who fought me?
What are the system? If the system in is the one protecting him to be there, because people,
But is the people really to provoke him?
there is what we call a compound, a will and honor are due before us. This is not a voluntary will from these people because they are saying this and this has been done. If we take our money, and how the origin the benefit? I remember people in the year when they were saying, you people vote for Kajura. If you don't vote for him and he's not the deputy second prime minister, we won't have things. That's why when after he lost the election, he was no longer deputy second prime minister, you recall. So people look at those fears being created.
I also have, I always see a fear online where people from Western region are like, if we don't vote a president who is a Westerner, Westerners are going to be just from Central. They're going to tell them, Opa,
For near those fake reasons, you will try. And if maybe it was when we have a system of governance, even when it's Bobby White, he can't say it's infringing on any because there is a system. In the US, if it is a general, it's a general in dealing with security. You won't say this. They have seized at insecurity issues. They have strong systems.
So now, according to the history of like your Westerner being the one in power, how do you think you are going to convince the Ugandans? Because they are like, no, so tribe. How comes it is the same tribe which rule? Again, you are Katushabe, you are also coming.
No, you don't say it's the Westerners in power. Say it's an individual in power. He's a Westerner, but
This tribe.
no, be very clear. Don't say Westerners in power. An individual in power. His being in power has not only suffered, has not only suffered as a tribe, it has also suffered his own people. Who is Desi? Isn't Desi the Westerner? Is Rosi Ruhongoya, the Secretary General of UNO, Bente Westerner? And he just listen challenges. When the pot calls we are facing, do they ask whether you're Westerner or why? No. Does a player think I said it's about a system built up? So, the speaker who's making people suffer, is he a Westerner? We have had the records, there are people who were being in prison by allegations between the speaker saying abusing the human rights. Is she a Westerner? I said me. Dale is she a Westerner? Yeah. The Chief Justice, who has even uphold some people's judgment, is he a Westerner?
Is what people Westerner for
No, is he a Westerner before? No. And again, why a Westerner is a Westerner and say an individual Westerner is him because we have no systems. You look at a system where I know that maybe so I am a Michiga. Me a Michiga, I am the head of electoral commission, presiding over this election, but I know this is your last term. That even when today you fire me, my family is secure, that actually another person you can be pleased the way you are doing work to be brought back. That's what I call a system. That I am a judge, I am appointed for life. I know anytime you live in power, I cannot be binded if you order. I will implement the law. Even when you say you're setting a trap or chase on me, still another one will implement it.
No, in other countries.
Justice Kaliham elect who was a Western Michigan, who was being faced by all the things he was challenging there. So the issue shouldn't be built on tribe religion. No, the issue we need a system of governance that delivers all of us. And that's what I said, limited, government, and just.
So, you basically you reminded me the issue of Professor May be this solace. May his soul rest in peace because he really stood for justice and he was a mentor to some of us. So we hope most of us learn from him and keep up that legacy. So now, let's look at the issue of you be the new president, right?
I think you asked me how am I going to get a nomination in case?
Yeah, that is one of the things we are now, because you say you don't have the money. So how'd you get the trailer media?
I hit the secret. I was cleared by the electoral commission. I wrote to the lawyers looked the electoral commission since July to allow me do consultations. The presidential can Justice Jess Biabakama The pride made the seminate and allowed you to do consultations. The consultations in that kind of requirement under Article 103 of our Constitution and Section 0 of the Presidential Election Act allows you to do consultations and as well seek for funding support from the people. From the people, I want. And it's what I'm doing too and engaging. I want something that comes to publish. But on top of that, I'm coming up with petitions to challenge the nomination. It's that amount. It should be a minimum of 3 million. I'm going to represent people. I'm not going. You see, when it's like when a lady asks money from you, right? A huge amount of money and setting a challenge, it's like you're telling me you're a person who is being purchased. You're not free cause. But where people assign you a duty to serve them, it shouldn't be like you have to first give out the money to go and serve. No, it means there is a lying agenda behind. And that's why monetized politics has killed our state. It has denied us true leadership. I know there's people who campaigned, gave out money, but they have never contributed anything in the set of laws in Uganda here. They go, keep quiet, come to their people and say, Barons, we are here, talk to them, engage them in few communities or hide, come back, again, give money to people, they not show up. But if you know, it's like when we go to school, a person who gives passion to books, those people normally give results to the public. They know why they are reading. But people who go and cope, they fail it hard to put it into practice when they are outside. Because what will you implement is it really? The issue would be, you as a person, have you gone through the requisite procedures of becoming a president or a presidential candidate? Have you done consultations? Have you reached out to people? Have they entrusted you with their signatures? It means you're fit. Do you know the challenges? Yes, I do. I have traveled to Kabaramaide, I've been to Ajimana, I've been to Chituguma, I've been to Chisoro, I've been to Kabale, I've been to Fort Potro. I have studied all these areas. I've been to Patando, I've been to Pate, I've been to Agabu, I've been to Guru. But the issue is, have you identified the challenges? Yes, I'm saying I'm standing for community justice. Eh? That this can be a liberal cause to help all these people wherever they are. That when you go to Ajumani, they are going to planting Santa. When you go to Kaviramaida, they plant millet and deal in goat rearing. So how do you say that the spectrum favorable, if the economic justice and decentralization is there, people can actually be empowered to develop their own areas? Because when you have economic justice, a person who owns like 5 models here doesn't find it a challenge to construct a tarmac road in their area, to help people support their business, participate in their business. So that there should be, that's why these neutral pillars are looking at help people to develop wherever they are. Not lying to people, you know, I'm going to give you a. Trust me, roads. Where roads have been constructing, government has shown it has interest. There is a construction of road all over Bunyoro because of what? Of oil. Pipeline what?
Isn't it because of corporate responsibility?
No.
The what do the mining, they also have to do some community.
No. There could be the government attract investors actually through there. The plannings of constructing these roads started before. You look at other areas. I will show you each area, whatever they do benefit from there. If you look at Fort Port, tamaking the roads to go there, it's a tourist city. People have come there. You go to areas like Patan, Ranganet Tamak. They actually have one taxi which goes there from Kampala. It's not from Kampala, actually from Gul. So one taxi thing, they don't care. They don't see what they benefit from this. But what is me empower the people in that area to engage in the good economic activities they are good at. The policies are fair. And then even themselves, they can look at constructing these roads themselves. For your role is to ensure justice. If someone comes, my more is being taken out. You sure that court is there to ensure there is justice. To ensure there is security in the northern part, they are not attacked by rebels and they can do their business. Because one of the reasons why areas like Karamoja are isolated is that people did their business result from a fear of security. But you're sure that the security is enough, people can do their own things. How much does get paid? So that's why my insist also protection and justice.
So I've also seen example on social media that someone who doesn't have the military background cannot manage Uganda, that you cannot have enemy. What do you say about that? And that would take percent say
Those are the challenges we have faced that ever since that we have not had the people's government. Article 1 of our constitution, it said that power, people are sovereign. Power belongs to the people. Article 2 talks about supremacy of the constitution, that law should be streamed under the trust of the people who are so there. Now, we have had all these challenges of governments, of military. But the question is, do those governments live by goodwill and do we see those presidents here? When they live, no, they all live by a Bekedzai. And that one creates no security in the leadership of our country. Let me ask you one thing, Paul. The headquarters of United Nations are in Switzerland. Have you ever had citizens engaging in any war? Do you know the reasons that why they decided Geneva? It was a peaceful state. There was nothing like history of wars in Geneva. That when you are a person who give justice, who a person who respects rights, you have actually created your own peace. Do you know that if we say the late Nelson Mandela come here, you think he needs security? No, he's a peaceful man. When you have peace, you have security. When you sell peace, you create security. And that's why when people ask me, what are one of your foreign policies? Just respect human rights, be good at the economy, what you supply, open up market borders, you have peace. You have the better foreign policy. Any home would attract people to them when they have something they are selling. When I was young, we used to have trucks. Our dad was a farm. We used to have trucks throughout our home before Christmas. They had come to purchase banana from our home, bunch of bananas, and for them, we were at peace. We needed no security. They would come up, then leave. Like for us, that's how the engagement with other people would be. They come in to give something, and we also give them something. That should be the relationship of a foreign policy. So when you say that as a government, I have not interfered with the neighboring country, that scenarios we have had of previous. You go to still go in Congo, you're creating insecurity for your state. But when you're in harmony with these countries, you have strengthened yourself economically. Look at all countries that are growing strong economically. They're also growing strong military and security wise. Have you seen China? China is now among the leading economic countries. They have security as well. Russia is the same. They have security as well. And that was how I was telling you, it comes with leadership. Libya was growing at the terrible speed. People, the foreign countries, use it as an excuse of abuse of right inside to have Gaddafi overthrown. But tell me a scenario, Gaddafi, in the 5 years before that commercial, that's who designed the power, who would interfere with Libya? That you have ensured that there is peace, there is observation of human rights in your country is going to be economically strong. You are very strong. You can decide, you can have perfection.
Okay, you mentioned about the issue of the point of human rights, and one of the burning questions which I think happened in Ghana for the past few years, even current, is the issue of homosexuality. Now, the president, what is your view about homosexuality? Because it's something sensitive and prejudiced.
My view, I don't want to say sensitive and critical. One thing I want to be on is, my name is Katushabe, means let's pray. Anything contrary to God's will, I do not associate with it. I do not have control over people, but I cannot associate myself over anything that is against God's will. Our motto is for God and my countries. A woman was created for man, the man was created for woman. I can't say that I'll associate myself with homosexuality or even give it any special. And why would you say? Let me tell you another thing. When you have a jigger in your feet, the more you scratch it, the more you make it. Homosexuality shouldn't be something that should be tolerated at all. It has nothing to do with the development of our country.
Uganda was cut, its funding was cut because um, it has it's legislated the law which is against homosexual. So the donors had to be yes. And also, when you speak about human rights, homosexuals also permit.
Thank you so much. I mean, when they are looking at the lead countries that stopped donations from Uganda, eh? Do you know why this trend is coming? We are not economically independent because we are beggars. Let me ask you, China doesn't believe in homosexuality. Has it stopped China from developing? Doesn't America and China have some economic engagement and treaties? They have them. The issue is you yourself you should be strong.
But the UNOYA and the International Prohibition 1948 human right is say all when I
But in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, there is nowhere that you all have a right to have the same sex. There is no article in that. It's not there. If they would prove me that, I would actually stop. There is no article which says you have a right to have the married in the same sex. It's not there. It says you have a right to marry, but it doesn't say you have a right to marry the same sex. These are things which are created by by people of personal interest, and people go them to appeasing to the donor. You see, when you have not declared your strength, you will be a beggar and you have no choice. Have no choice. Yes, that's why Uganda falls into that dilemma. Trust me, if Uganda was recognized, say, the leading supplier of coffee in the whole world, the leading country in production of agriculture, the leading country in observation of human rights, people would come here. You come here as a tourist, you enjoy Uganda, you leave. Then how do you set sanctions on me or homosexuality? The issue is we have not strengthened yourself. A man who sleeps with a prostitute on a table when children are observing has no capacity to tell their children, do not go and bring girls. That's what we are facing.
So, besides that, also Ugandans have, I don't know how I should be mention it. Is it their faults or how they take people? When you go to ask for any position, they normally ask you, you need to be first. First of all, you have to be responsible as a person. On a personally, you have a family, are you married, something. So now as a president, can you tell us about
Thank you so much. I really love that question. Actually, one of my senior counselors, the one who wrote to me to electoral commission by building the trust, said, "But you man, you're not married, you look Nisisco." I asked him, senior counsel, whenever I go with you to prisons, you're so far. Because to him, he has interacted beyond 1,000 prisoners. Trust. Because there is a sector where they bring like full three-bargain prisoners, about 200 in Ruzira, and you do sensitization. So you have interacted with those people. Those people have the chance to ask questions before. There is no prisoner who has ever asked us or who has ever asked me that, are you married? No. None of them ask me, what is your religion? No. Do you know why? They ask, because I need to be represented. When a person is dying in Munago Health Institute, I've gone there. It's a congested place. You have to pay some money even to have the access. So none of them, patients or relatives, the patient has ever asked the doctor there I meet, are you married? Which tribe are you? They want services, genuine services. And people shouldn't be diverted by those stories. The issue is dealing with the challenges. When you're sinking in an ocean from the ship, you don't ask the arm helping you like those people we saw, the boat crews. None of them. If you ask Irene Namoviru, did you ask the person helping you, which tribe are you? Are you married? No. You are looking at being whole. And this is how we arrived by immediate.
though who didn't answer the question? Are you married?
Judge, I'm married.
You have a family.
Judge, I'm not married.
So that we know, do you also have a where are you based? Where is
No, Judge, marriage is good. Judge, I'm answering you. Marriage is good. I respect people who are married, but the challenges of Uganda is not marriage. Ye- The challenge of Uganda, people need that limited government that can ensure them they will protect them, their asset policies for them to thrive. Even the judges you look at in Uganda, it's not that even some of them are married. People have issues. Some are even actually showing the public they are married, but actually when they go home, it's different. It's not that I'm discouraging marriage. Marriage is very good, but marriage shouldn't be a basis for leadership. Leadership is about dealing with challenges affecting the public, giving solutions to them.
I'm telling you what is on ground. I've seen this.
I want to change it from people's mindset because it has happened.
They will tell you the people you are going to lead are married, and you need to put yourself.
Now, let me ask you. Let me ask you. General Tubuhavura, being married, has if dealt with the problem with the justice? Tell me. Okay, he is married. Is it the reason why Uganda is hated? Because General Tubuhavura cannot walk on the street of Kampala free. The issue is people want justice terribly. Very clear. These are things they have to sort out.
Okay, so guys, it's really been an interesting conversation with the presidential aspirant. I call him His Excellence. We call all those who are coming for presidents His Excellence. I see we really have limited time for this particular interview. We didn't expect it to prolong up to this level. But I'm going to give him, I would give you just a few minutes for you to make the final conclusion so that we can be able to end this particular interview. But I know we are going to have several engagements. According to our viewers, we shall keep doing you. No, they love them so that they always tell us about the three different sectors in Uganda. So, Ronald, you can.
One thing, okay, as I conclude, I'll say the injustice I have noticed, representing activists, representing those human rights defenders, political activists from NUP, from PFF, the former FDC went was active, from this apparatus related PCP, what and what, has really taught me a lot the injustice I have faced, and the people around, the ordinary people, those persons who do not have even a single coin to go and claim their rights, that they were defamed, they were maliciously prosecuted and wrongfully arrested. They have engineered me to participate in this. One time, a young cat looked at the master of the home and he told him, I know you're not happy with my mother, but this time there is a rat destroying our home. Join me, we deal with that rat. What I appeal to entire Ugandan is that I know you're not happy, like Georgie said, Westerners, what and what. People are not happy with what is ongoing, but I seek for their trust and cooperation. That you may not say you like the way Katushabe looks like Otamo, but at least join us for the cause of fighting for justice and the intel babal. With this 5 pillars campaign of peace, trust me, when we fight for that system and governance, it doesn't care whether it's Katushabe, whether it's, but it's for all of us Uganda. That's what I can say for God and my country.
All right. Thank you for honoring our visitation and English judge.
All right. Next pay and humble justice media.
Thank you.
Keep shining.
To our viewers, that has been one of the presidential aspirants coming for the 2026 to 2031 general election, a 5-year term. Katushabe is seeking to remove or end the 30 plus years of the current Sinti or incumbent President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. It's you, the voters. It's you, our viewers, who are the voters in Uganda. It's you to determine. So our role as the fourth estate is to actually bring you this balanced information and to inform you and to let them to speak to you. So please keep on this platform because we are going to bring you extra content and exclusive content. Hit that subscription button so that whenever we upload a new episode, you are the first person to actually know about it. If this session blesses you, please share it with others, like it, and use the information available to make sure that it actually helps you. Don't forget that the views expressed in this episode actually belong to, say, our guests, but do not really reflect the views of African Justice Media. Thank you and see you soon.